Alright, so what we have here is we have a list of all the flavors, the product sheet for the FDA, and in this window you're going to have a blank spreadsheet, and then you're going to put the name of the shop, the flavor, the size, and the nicotine level, and you do that for each one. So once you got these three windows open, you're going to click here and make sure that you're on this line, and you're also going to make sure that this blank spot right here is selected. So right here and right here, and you're going to want to make sure that this is highlighted as well. You're going to search for Minnie Mouse Macro. You can download it from SourceForge. You can download it. You don't need to install it or anything. You just run the exe that you download. So we're gonna open this, run it, and then we are going to make sure. So we're gonna go to Options, Program Options. We're gonna make sure that the multi-key is turned on right here, because we're going to hit Control C and Control V, like copy and paste, and do stuff like that quite a bit. So that's good. This is good. Everything's good. I'm going to click right here. Make sure that you're on that spreadsheet. Hit Control F. And whatever flavor you have right here to begin with, you're going to make sure that it's written right here. So this says absinthe, and then after you've done that, you are ready. What I tend to do is click and make sure that this is the one that's selected, because whenever the macro ends, it's going to end right here, so you want it to make sure that it can loop pretty well. We hit record. You click here at the top of the bar, and it says replace with. You're going to click in the box, hit Control A, Control X, where it says search for in that box, click inside the box, hit Control V, and then you're going to click right here where your flavor menu list is, and then you're going to hit the down key, home, and then you hold shift and press end, and that's going to select the whole line. You're going to hit Control C, that's going to copy it. Click back on the top on the spreadsheet, click on with the replace with, hit Control V, and I'm going to hit Alt L, and that's going to replace it all. If you're using Excel, it might be different, so you might just have to click the button. In general, with macros, you want to use as many keyboard shortcuts as possible. So that is all changed. So I hit Control C, I click over here, and then I hit Control V, and this part is also important. You're going to keep hitting the down arrow key until you're right there at the very end of it, and then we're going to stop it, and we are going to delete these three lines, because it's what I did was I stopped the macro, so you're going to want to delete those actions because you don't need it in the program. This stupid thing comes up. What I do is I usually just go to remove password. I don't know why that pops up. So we're going to hit OK. You want to make sure to do that at least once, otherwise it's going to keep popping up while the program's trying to run. So now we're going to hit play. Make sure that this is right here, and that's all selected, and that's good. Alright, so we're going to hit play. And it's going to take a while because it took me a while because I was explaining it, but we're just trying to make sure that the macro works. So this should select all, and then it's going to cut it, and then it's going to paste it, and then it's going to click on the flavor list. It's going to go down, and then go to the beginning of the line, and then it's going to highlight that whole line, copy it, and then we're going to go to the spreadsheet, and then with the replace with, we're going to paste it there, and then go to replace all. Eventually. There we go. We're going to copy it from there, going to put it in the spreadsheet. Oh, for some reason, it wanted to paste it over here, which isn't what I wanted. So we're going to do this again. So we're doing acai. So we're going to make sure that it's at that line. Make sure that this is right there. And we're going to hit record. Go here. Oh, damn it. I'm going to clear it out because this thing isn't here. In general, that should work. I'm just going to do it again just to make sure you get an idea of what it's supposed to be doing. So make sure that this is right here and that we're right here. Hit record. Click right here. Click right here. Control A, Control X, Control V. Click right here. Down key. Home key. Shift and Control C. Click here. Replace with Control V. Alt L. Control C. Click here. Control V. Down, 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 and down. And then stop. And we don't need these lines. Hit play. Alright, so it worked. We're going to run it twice to make sure that it can work back to back. Alright, so it works. Now we're going to tweak it a little bit. So any of these mouse things, like the left click down, you're going to leave the left click release alone, but the left click down, you want to change that to 1000. This is adjusting the time. The way to do it is you click on the line, you hold control and hit T. So any of the left click down stuff, you can change it to about 1000. Any of the key press stuff, you can change to like 100 milliseconds, which is like super quick. So we're going to do that for that. For this keystroke, left click down, that's close enough. Key press down, we're going to change that to 100. Change this one to 100. Any of the key press ones you can change to 100. Any of the mouse click down stuff you want to change to about 1000. If it's quicker than 1000 and it works fine, then just leave it alone like this one. But you don't want to mess with this, because if you do this, sometimes the macro, it'll freaking do this stuff and like move windows around and move things around where it shouldn't. So we're going to go ahead and not mess with those too much. The left click release, the same thing, you don't want to mess with them. 100 for key presses. This one we're going to change to 1000 because it's a mouse. key press. And for these down ones, I just select them all and then Control T, change it to 100. So now this should run a lot quicker, and we'll see if it works. Yep, it works. So now that you've done that, and it's working alright, you can hit this loop button, and it will just keep looping over and over and over again. What's really cool is you can count how many flavors are left, and then you can click this loop button and put in that number so that it won't keep repeating after it's done. So we're going to hit 10, and also before you loop, you're going to want to make sure you remember the stop macro key. I have this one adjusted so that it's Control S. By default it's Control F6. For whatever reason, Control F6 wasn't working for me, so I had to change it to Control S. Control S works fine for me, but you're going to want to know that just in case something goes bad. My cat actually jumped on the keyboard halfway through it, so I had to restart the whole thing over because it kept trying to loop and it couldn't find the right keys because the cat messed up the macro. So you're going to make sure that this loops how many ever flavors, know which button to stop it, just in case you need to stop it. And after that, you just hit play, and then it should do it automatically for you. And I'm not going to let it run the loop for too long. I'm going to let it do a couple times to see if it works right. Alright, that should be about enough to show you that that works. The only other problem that I came across is I have a flavor that is also the same name as the shop. So whenever it replaced the Valkyrie, it replaced the shop name as well as the flavor name, so kind of be aware of that. And you can also use the same macro for the description. So it's the same thing, it's just you go to if other flavors specify, you do that. You're going to change these to apple pie or whatever. Also, if you're not familiar with Excel, if you hold right here and do that, it'll make them all the same. So like for a lot of these, like intended use of product, you can consumer use, and then just do this all the way down, and then that way it'll help you out a bit. Same thing with the product category or everything. So yeah, that's definitely going to help you out if you don't know about that. But so what I was saying with the flavor thing, what the hell? Okay, that looks good. Alright, so we're gonna not drag it. Select all of those, Control C, Control V. Pretty much, you just make sure that the replace with line is what is in it right now, and that whatever line you're at is on the right line. So if pretend like the absinthe and all that doesn't matter and we're on apple pie, then you make sure that it's at the end of the apple pie line, and this is up, and you're selected on the last one that's blank. As long as you got that going for you, the macro will work just as fine. We're gonna hit play and it should work fine. So yeah, you can use that for the flavors. It messed up a little bit because I was holding control, But yeah, that should work for you. It took me about 45 minutes or so to do the 6,000. Um, so like after the flavor names and you get all that done, you just replace the flavor names with like what's in the mix. So this one's milk chocolate Bavarian cream, but it's named something else, and then you just correct it for the flavor description. That should take care of that. For this personal or for the product identification number, what I did was so I got like 6,000 flavors. I can't remember the exact number, but you're gonna put in whatever you want your store ID to be, and then 1, 2, 3 zeros, and then 1. And then this line is going to be, you're going to hit equal a 1 plus 1. Oh, damn it. You don't want to click afterwards because it's going to do that. Hit enter. So all this is this line plus this line. You drag this to 6,000 or whatever. And then after you're done with that, you're going to select them all somehow. You select them all. You're going to copy it. And then for at least this program, and Excel's different, but you can figure it out. You're going to edit paste special, and you're going to take formulas out. And what this is going to do is it's not going to paste the formula, it's going to paste the number in the formula so that it's all nice and clean in there. So between all that, you should get done pretty quick. Yeah, so like I said, for this, you're going to just click right here, just drag down. Same thing with consumer use. For the product category, the same thing. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. So because I got all these flavors, a lot of these don't have labels because they were just like stock flavors that I could mix because I do custom mixes at the shop. So a lot of these don't have labels. I'm going to try to automate my label system and maybe post a video on that if y'all are interested.